Hey, hey, hey! It's the Pacific Northwest QQ Echo Hero here. Cha. Cha. Cha!
Okay. I didn't say any of that. Edit.
Okay, now that I got my composure back, I'm here with a list of 13 zombie movies you can find on Tubi right now. If you want to check out. Now, at first, I was just gonna go over all the zombie movies they got on Tubi. I was just gonna look it up, so I did a little, searchy witchy, and zombie, do 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 beep. Yes, that's my keyboard sound. Anyways, it's a lot of zombie movies, so I went over them and picked out the 13 ones I think are really worth checking out. So, without further delay, let's check them out. Coming in at the first of my suggestions is Hell of the Living Dead. This 1980 movie from Bruno Mattei tells basically there is this chemical plant, some kind of lab or whatever, in which there is a leak. And, well, of course, it leads to people dying and the dead coming back. You follow these guys who are supposed to be elite soldiers, like it says in the description, but the costumes are more reminiscent of what we saw in Dawn of the Dead from 2 years earlier. And the reporter, there's a scene with the reporter where they have to go in and talk to this tribe. She's like, let me go ahead. I know what to talk to them. She basically strips down to just her panties and does some body paint. Some pretty good gore in here. It's not that bad of a film. It is well worth, I feel, checking out. Surprised I don't own a copy of it because, again, it's the gore and it's actually pretty decent for what gore things is. Like there's a scene where someone gets the back of the head punched down. You can see the eyes being pulled back in. It's like I said, it's a pretty good movie worth checking out. At number 2 from ITN and Israel Luna comes Dead Don't Die in Dallas. Now basically there's supposed to be this miracle pill, like it says in there. It's supposed to cure everything and all this stuff. But it has an effect of turning people into zombies. The priest, there's the priest in there who's very religious, anti-gay, anti-transsexual, which the guy I believe who they cast, I believe actually might be a drag queen, and he basically has to take shelter with a group of people who are gay or transsexual, and it's a good film. There is a scene where the zombies are coming on these girls, these drag queens, I guess, or transsexuals or whatever, in a van, and one of the zombies' penis falls off, and you see them smash on it. It is a very, very good movie. I consider it to be my introduction to ITN, because this is the first one I really recall seeing, and I really did enjoy it. I did do a review of it. I will be putting a link to all these movies in my description, but it'd be too long of a link list, so I don't know. Maybe I'll share my review of The Dead Don't Die in Dallas on some stuff. This is from 2019, by the way. The third one that I think is worth checking out is called Planet Terror. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, with Rose McGowan, Josh Brolin, Danny Toho, and Freddy Rodriguez. This was actually released as a grindhouse type deal. This is in a movie called Death Trap or whatever. Basically, there's a small town, and there is a zombie outbreak. Bruce Willis plays like the main bad guy in it. There's one guy in it who has to think about collecting people's testicles in a jar. It's pretty cool, enjoyable movie. I haven't seen the other one that it came out with, because like I said, there was 2, and the other one, just from what I've seen of it, doesn't remotely look interesting. I've only seen this one because it looks interesting to me. For my fourth suggestion is a movie called Zombie 3. A movie that has got a bit of an interesting background. You will see it's got 3 directors: Lucio Fulci, Claudio Fragasso, and Bruno Mattei. Now, apparently, Fulci was unhappy and ended up leaving and wanted his name removed from it. But Fragasso and Mattei have said that he was sick and he left. I'm going to go with Fulci on this one. But basically, there is this lab on this island, or whatever it is, and they all experiment with a biological weapon called Death 1. Some terrorists come in and steal it, and one of them ends up getting cut and infected, ends up at a hotel, where he then proceeds to spread the infection. A group of soldiers, hoping to, have a little fun, and they're coming across a group of tourists with some pretty girls, they find themselves fighting for their lives. This actually is an enjoyable movie. I have it on DVD, and someday, if I can find it, I wouldn't mind upgrading to Blu-ray. This is one, actually, and it's a Mattei movie, and I'm not exactly the biggest fan of his, but much like with Hell of the Living Dead, this is one I actually enjoyed. For my fifth suggestion, we go to the Down Under. We go to Australia for the 2003 movie Undead. This movie was directed by the Spurgs, Michael and Peter Spurg, and tells the story is that basically there is this town in Australia that finds itself in the midst of a zombie outbreak, and they have to, and some of the survivors, including a gun-ho, always in a bad mood police officer, a fisherman who apparently had an encounter with some aliens. Yes, aliens get involved in this. A former beauty queen who was upset because she lost out in this beauty competition, and because she was pregnant, and the current beauty queen find themselves having to fight against, aliens and zombies. It's a cute little movie. I very much enjoy it. It's one of the ones I have to replace, so I had it on DVD, and I'm going to see if I can find it on Blu-ray because it's one I wouldn't mind replace it again. For my sixth suggestion is a 2008 movie, Diary of the Dead, directed by the late George Romero. This is one of his last movies that I believe he did. It is also the 5th in the Romero's Dead series. Basically, and I did a video, I believe, when I talked about these in the order. This would probably be like this if you were to watch where the Dead series, Romero's Dead series takes place. This would be the second one. But anyways, it tells that basically some college kids are filming a movie for, I guess, a project when they hear news of the zombies. And, they try to get home to the loved ones, but soon find themselves caught up in a very serious situation. Sorry about that. I was going to sip my Kenny and Dry. Well worth checking out if you're a Romero fan and you haven't seen it yet. What do you get when you mix zombies, hair metal, hair rock, and a not so dead World War II German leader? You get the 1984 movie Hard Rock Zombies, directed by Krishna Shah. Probably butchered her name. This movie tells us this is a metal band, rock band, hard rock, glam rock, whatever, who ended up having a chance to do a show in this small town. Then unknown to them that it's a lot going on in the town. There's a werewolf and a not-so-dead German World War II leader who's faked his death and is hiding out in town. And, one of them ends up recording some chant, some book they found that can bring the dead back, which, after they are killed, because the people in the town don't like rock and roll, rock and roll, a girl plays the music to bring them back, and they are back from the dead and out for revenge. Did I add that there's a lady from World War II who turns into a werewolf? And there's a little dwarf guy who ends up eating himself, alive or unalive, since he was a zombie. It's not that bad of a movie. I've actually did a video where I reviewed the DVD because it comes with the 2-pack. I forget what the other movie was, but this is an awesome movie. Well worth checking out. For my 8th suggestion comes a movie known simply as Attack of the Ludenhausen Zombies. Directed by Dominique Hardy. Look, I watched this movie because it had Ludenhausen in the title. And now I want to own a copy of it because, well, it's got Ludenhausen in the titles. Basically, there's this guy, I guess he's supposed to be experimenting with artificial snow or whatever. And the chemical he's using can, well, bring the dead back. And some snowboarders who are taking shelter at some little bar or tavern or whatever soon find themselves having to fight the zombies. This movie's from 2017, and oh, I love it. And why? I mean, who want to watch a movie that's got the word Ludenhausen in the title? Or is it just me? Am I the only one who would watch a movie because it's got Ludenhausen in the title? Oh my. For my 9th suggestion, here's a movie I'm pretty sure Professor Macabo's seen. If he hasn't, then damn, Timid man, what are you doing? Of course, I'm talking about the 2015 movie Zombies from Asylum. This is the first movie released in a trilogy. However, I think they only have 2 of the movies on Tubi. I don't know. I have to look and see if they have the 3rd one. And if you watch them in order, it would be Zombies 2, Zombies, and then Aquarium of the Dead. And they're basically at this zoo, they're treating some animals with some kind of I guess it's supposed to be some kind of medicine that ends up turning them into zombies. And, well, there's some new trainees there that day. And some people, I think they're doing, like, work release stuff because they got in trouble with the law. And this movie is directed by Glenn Miller. Basically, they have to find themselves fighting for their lives against zombie monkeys, zombie chimpanzees, zombie lions and tigers. I think there's even zombie giraffes. Oh, yeah, it's because someone's trying to hide in the tree and someone gets killed by a zombie giraffe. Well, that might have been Zombies 2. Bottom line, if you're an Asylum fan, this is one well worth checking out. And like I said, they have the first 2 that were released, Zombies and Zombies 2. And I'll look to see if they do have, I should look to see if they have Aquarium of the Dead. I think that might be on Amazon Prime or Netflix. I am not sure. For my 10th suggestion, it's one of the funnest, coolest films out there you will see that's out there right now. That is, of course, is 2021's Clay Zombies from Jake Jolly, who I've had a chance to talk to. He's a super awesome guy with really one of the most creative ideas out there, maybe even the most creative idea out there in terms of zombie movies. Basically, there's this little clay that if it touches your skin, you will turn into a clay zombie. Which you on the cover for it, the poster for it, you'll see what they look like at the bottom. And it's in this town. This guy who works at the store just wants to be reunited with his dog, but finds himself having to fight for his life with some other survivors and an evil cult type thing led by the guy who might be responsible for causing the outbreak. Now, there is a Christmas special they did. That's on YouTube, but dude, check this movie out. It is so fun. I had such a blast, not just watching it, but getting to talk to Jake. Super awesome guy, super awesome movie. Give Clay Zombie some love. For my 11th suggestion is the 2014 movie Dead Snow 2: Red vs. Dead. This is one of my favorite movies out there, along with Dawn of the Dead. This movie fucking rocks. It also is the movie that ruined the song Turn Around, Total Eclipse of the Heart. It ruined Total Eclipse of the Heart for me. If you've seen what happens at the end, or towards the end, you know why this movie ruined that song for me. But basically, picking up where the last one left off, Martin, a main guy who's lost his arm, finds himself having to deal with the zombies from the original, and ends up with one of their arms who the doctors mistake for his arm. And now he has the power to bring the dead back. Problem is that the undead German soldiers, went to finish some mission they had started back in during World War II, and he has to team up with some Americans so they can go and fight these zombies, and even perhaps even resurrect some Russian zombies to fight these German zombies. Oh, this movie is a hoot. There's just the first movie was more of like a horror, gore, and a lot of blood all over the place type movie. This one is just, it's got the comedy. It is such a fun watch. Don't know if they have the first one on there. That will only feel a few blanks out as to some of the stuff that went on that they might talk about, address in this movie. But for the most part, yeah, you can just watch this movie and, you know, don't have to worry about those questions. But yeah, check this movie out and you'll see why I love this movie so much. For my 12th suggestion is another Fulci movie. Actually, this is a Fulci movie. I believe this is part of the Three Gates of Hell trilogy or whatever. Starring Christopher George and Jeanette Argon, City of the Living Dead. And basically, this psychic has this vision or whatever of something bad happening, and they think she's dead, but they find that she's still alive and she's in a casket. This reporter does, played by Christopher George, and they go on this quest to this town to try to keep the gates of hell from opening. This is one of the coolest Fulci movies out there you watch. It's got some good gore. There's a scene where a whole bunch of maggots come flying through the window. Apparently they decided to pull a prank on him by putting a whole bunch of maggots in his pipe so they would know what it was like to deal with all these maggots in your hair and in your clothes and stuff. Dude, if you've seen this movie, tell me what you think about it. I absolutely love it. It's a cool movie. And the gore in it, the kills, this movie's awesome. For my final suggestion, we go across the pond, even though it's way bigger than a pond, to jolly old London, jolly old England for Cockneys vs. Zombies, directed by Mathis Huan. Some guys are working at a construction site when they end up freeing some zombies who've been locked away for centuries, probably since the medieval times, created a new zombie outbreak. These two brothers or cousins or whatever are trying to want to rob a bank so that they can get the money to save their granddaddy's retirement home. Unfortunately, it happens to coincide with a zombie outbreak, so now they have to go save their grandfather and the others at the retirement home, deal with a nutcase who's got a metal plate in his head, deal with the zombies. Oh, it's got some pretty funny bits in it. There's a clip I use sometime on my live streams where it involves a guy basically doing a field goal kick on a zombie baby, which made me laugh really hard and come to the conclusion that I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. Those are the 13 movies I would suggest watching that are currently on Tubi. Like I said, I was going to do a video showing off all the zombie ones they have in there by looking up zombies, but that's an incredibly long list, and I think I was like 10 minutes into filming the video, showing just what they had, doing a screen capture of just what they had, before I realized that would be a really long video, especially if I were to talk about some of the ones I think would be interested looking out. But if there's any I think you think that I've left out that are zombie movies, why don't you put them in the description so I can maybe the on Tubi and I can go ahead and check out. But anyways, I've got to go. Sugar managed somehow to hurt herself, so I gotta go tend to that. But anyways, I'm the Pacific Northwest Geek, and I will see you on the flip side. Toodaloo.